So with all the things going on for the holidays and the deals that are getting posted and all of that stuff, I wanted to make sure that we didn't forget about talking about some of the coupon things that obviously we founded our page on. And it's interesting because it seems like there's a lot of people that are starting to stick their toe in the water and try and figure this couponing thing out. And I get a lot of the same questions from people when they send me the emails, and one of them has to do with the fact that they don't understand why coupons are good for stores. Now, I've written articles about this in the past, but I figured I'd throw together a quick video now that I've got this webcam. It's so much easier than sitting and typing, just to sort of explain to you some of the thought process behind why coupons are good for everybody involved. So I think it's probably the easiest to explain as to why they're good for us, because we're able to, save money for our families. We can stack them, we can get them doubled and all of those things. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Coupons are good for us, the consumer, because we can try things we might not otherwise try, or we can get the brands that we typically do use and get them for less money out of pocket. So we're not going to focus on why they're good for us. Let's talk about why they're good for stores. They're good for stores because they bring people into the store. Stores' average grocery order size is probably somewhere in the neighborhood of $20 to $21. If you take all of the sales and divide it by the total number of customers that shop in a store every week, a pretty decent size average order number for a grocery is $21. That's the rule of thumb that they had back in my day. I'm sure that number is up a little bit these days just with inflation and everything else. But if you think about that, how many times do you as a couponer go to the store and your average order size is $21? It's not. I mean, we buy stockpile quantities of stockpile items, and even though we don't pay a lot of money out of pocket, that really has nothing to do with the size of our order. Most of us are averaging probably somewhere between $60 to $100, sometimes even more, based on the things that we're buying. So when you consider that and compare it to the fact that the average size order for a grocery store is in the $21 range, they love us. We're buying product, we're turning their inventory. And where people get confused on this is, it's good for the store because of two things. Number one, they get paid a handling fee, which is a pretty high percent of interest, if you consider it that way, for handling that coupon. And number two, they're reimbursed the money. The stores don't lose money off of coupons. People are under the assumption that when we pay less money out of pocket, it's hurting the store. It's not. You have to remember, it's no different when you use a coupon than it is when you use cash, check, or charge, because it's a form of payment to the store. The store takes that form of payment, they send it off to the clearinghouse, they get the money back plus the handling fee, and it works well for everybody. So then the next question is, if it's not hurting the consumer and it's not hurting the store, what about the manufacturer? Well, it's not hurting the manufacturer either. And here's why. Think about all the money that these companies spend investing in Super Bowl ads. Think about Pepsi and Coke and Budweiser and all of them. I mean, it's tons and tons of money. And what's their end game? Their end game is that you see the commercial, you're entertained by it, and hopefully you remember their brand the next time you're in the store. Well, that's got a very low penetration rate on it. I mean, less than 1% probably if people go in and buy a product because they saw that commercial for it on TV. If you have a coupon, however, you're more likely to go in and get it because they're giving you an opportunity to try their product at free or at a reduced price, and they're giving you a coupon to do so. Now, here's the cool part for them. They don't pay for that coupon unless you've actually redeemed it. So from a marketing standpoint, you've already performed the call to action that they want you to perform by going in and buying their product and using the coupon. They pay money to SmartSource and Red Plum and those companies to get their coupons printed, but that's a nominal fee. The real money is invested in the reimbursement for the coupon, but what greater form of advertising could you find than not having to pay for it until you get the desired outcome? So as you can see, the use of coupons is not something that's bad for anybody. It's actually good for all the parties involved if we follow the rules and use them correctly. That's why we have our page. That's why we teach our webinars. So stay tuned. We're going to have a lot more video content and a lot more online learning experiences coming forward in 2013.